The upcoming HBO series for Harry Potter has fans all excited, and then suddenly things seem to be taking a downward spiral. Do you remember several weeks ago that I reported on the fact that we may actually have a Black Severus Snape? Well, Papa Asidu, or Asiadu, I don't know how it's pronounced, may very well be close to signing a deal at this time of recording the video. It would now appear that we are now going to go into a full meltdown, and probably we will all become part of the toxic fandom that doesn't really exist because we are allowed our own opinions. I've been set against this from the start, and I'm not going to tolerate this type of colorblind racist casting because it is. Welcome back to Chat About It, Don't Shout About It with me, Rachel, and yes, I was crowned the Queen of the Woke by one of my haters. Before we crack on with this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Please switch on the notification bell so that you know I'm releasing another video. Thank you to everyone who has joined me already. I cannot run this channel without you. Now, lots of news outlets are actually reporting that the deal has been finalized, and at the time of recording this video, Deadline, who reported the original possible signage, has only reported on the fact that he is close to signing a deal. Now, I'm going to put this out there, and I'm going to say that if they are still running with this, then there is a very good chance that he is actually genuinely close to signing that deal, and HBO doesn't seem to have backed down on this particular casting piece of news. It may very well go ahead. I have decided to go with the original article that was published via Deadline. All other news outlets currently are saying that it is the official casting. Now, when this video goes out, it may be that this video becomes redundant. Who's to say? But here we go. Harry Potter, Janet McTeer in negotiations to play Professor McGonagall, Papa Asiadu near deal to play Snape in HBO series. Now, personally, I think that Janet McTeer meets the book description fairly well, and I think she's actually got some resemblance to what Jim Kay, who did the illustrated version of the books, actually did, and I think it's pretty good. So I'll show you what Jim Kay just did. There you go, on the screen. That's how Jim Kay drew Professor McGonagall. And she is just a few years younger than Maggie Smith, who played her in the film. Well, when she was cast at the time. Papa looks nothing like the book description for Severus Snape. We were promised by HBO that we were going to get an authentic retelling, and I was so excited for this because the films, they're lovely, they're great, and the pieces of art, and I'm very drawn to the Alan Rickman version of Snape, and it's very difficult to get that out of my mind. However, there were things that were left out from the films that were actually in the book that really you could have got away with putting into the films, but because of time constraints, it's not possible, and I understand that. And this series was a great way to actually, quote unquote, rectify it, so to speak. And I love Harry Potter. It was a great part of my childhood. J.K. Rowling made it awesome with her imagination. HBO is closing in on 2 more main cast members for its high-profile series adaptation of the hugely popular Harry Potter fantasy books. Oscar and Emmy-nominated actress Janet McTeer is in negotiations to play Professor Minerva McGonagall, sources tell Deadline. Additionally, Emmy nominee Papa Asiadu, one of the first actors identified for the series, is closing his deal to portray Severus Snape. I hear they are poised to join John Lithgow, who, as Deadline reported exclusively, will be playing Professor Albus Dumbledore. HBO declined comment. We appreciate that such high-profile series will draw a lot of rumour and speculation, the network said in a statement. As we make our way through pre-production, we will only confirm details as we finalise deals. The Harry Potter series, designed to run over a decade, comes from writer-showrunner Francesca Gardner and director-executive producer Mark Malloyd, Casey Bloys, chairman and CEO of HBO and Max Content at the time of the original announcement, called the show a faithful adaptation of J.K. Rowling's novels that will dive deep into each of the iconic books. Speaking at a Max event in London last December, Gardner revealed the series will stick to the canonical ages of Snape, who will be only 31, as well as the Dursleys, who will be much younger than they were in the movies. That explains the choice of 30-something Esiadu for the role of Snape, the antagonist turned hero played in the Harry Potter movies by the late Alan Rickman. Severus Snape is Professor of Potions at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, who eventually becomes headmaster. To me, a faithful adaptation means that it matches the character descriptions, it brings in the plot points that were left out from the films that we actually really needed. And yes, I would agree that Papa is the right age for Snape. Alan Rickman was too old, but that was partly because they didn't really know what ages they were playing with at the time of casting. However, Papa does not look like Snape. Adam Driver looks more like Professor Snape. Papa doesn't look like the picture that J.K. Rowling had drawn for Snape. And this is the picture that Jim Kay drew for Snape. To me, this does not scream Papa Esiadu. This screams Adam Driver. They had the man there. All they had to do was say, hey, do you want to work on the Harry Potter series? This is box checking. This is straight up box checking. I would ask any black person or any person from any other cultural background that's different to mine, would they actually consider themselves to be a box check? Or would they consider themselves to be something that is worthwhile and can actually bring to the table and produce excellent work? Because I know what I would choose, and it wouldn't be the box check. I want to be the right person for the job. Snape's descriptions are very similar throughout the entire book series. He's described as sallow skin, pale, vampire-ish, he's white, and this is everything that Papa is not. Papa is exceptionally good looking. He's way too good looking for Snape, in my honest opinion as well. This case is not about talent. This is meeting certain diversity quotas. This is where DEI truly fails. DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. It should be diversity, equality, and inclusion. Every single production company, every single casting company, every single casting site, well, they have to make a certain quota. If they do not make that quota, then they are seen as the problem. They are the ones that are discriminating. Then they don't get access to certain types of fundings. They do not win certain types of awards, this, that, and the other. And this is what this is falling into, unfortunately, in this case. What this is going to do now is it's going to spark a wave of backlash. Now, I'm hoping that none of this turns into absolute 100% racism. That's just not right. We don't need that. And I'm not down for that. Although I would probably be called racist saying that Papa should not be playing Severus Snape, you know. That will happen, guaranteed. There were plenty of black characters in the book, and I know that people were banging on about how progressive this actually was. And actually, I find it exceptionally regressive because it doesn't actually do Papa any favours. It doesn't do the TV show any favours. Now, if you're looking at demographics, okay, if you're going to be modern and all that jazz pizzazz, and you're going to bring it up to date for the modern audiences, then yes, the demographic is going to be majorly different. However, back then, when the books were originally written, their demographic was far greater than what we actually had in the UK back then. So it says a lot. Colourblind casting is inherently racist. What this is going to do, and I've said this before, and I'm going to repeat it again, it's going to take away from Papa himself. It's going to remove his cultural heritage. It's going to be racist towards white people as well as racist towards him. And I also don't believe that you should stand with the absolute resolution that no black characters should ever be swapped to a different race because that is unfair and they don't have enough representation or enough work within this industry. But then stand with the absolute 100% resolution that it's 100% okay to do that to white people. It is not. If this casting goes ahead, not an ounce of this is fair. And also it changes the premise of what actually James Potter and his band of merry men were actually doing. They were bullying Snape. Now they're going to make it all about racism for sure. And it's going to cause more trouble than what it's actually worth in this case if they go ahead with this. And that is unfortunate. Let me know what you think. Chat about it. Don't shout about it. Thank you very much for watching. I release a video from Sunday through to Wednesday currently at 4 p.m. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.